Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Gaming Pubcast, episode number 26. I'm Martin. I am joined by both Tom and Duncan this week.
Yay! Tom's back.
We're back. I'm back.
He
Hey.
is back. How's your week been, Duncan? How's your couple weeks been, Tom? Since we last saw you, how's the new year been?
Yeah, really good. Yeah, just manically busy, trying to play catch up from Christmas and New Year and getting things away, and
It's crazy when you become a dad how holidays suddenly become really busy.
Yeah. And then tonight was options night for the GCSE for my oldest boy, so yeah, it's been frantic. He is. I think the reality has hit him now about what he's got coming to him. So
I think I'm on like first name terms of the people who work at the tip, my local tip at the moment. And they're so often with boxes and stuff like that and throwing things out. But yeah, it is a bit of a crazy period.
I had to do an extra journey to the tip because we had so many recycling bags from Christmas.
Yeah, I took just a normal bin to over Christmas because our wheelie bin was just full up. So I was like, I've got to go to the tip anyway. I'll just triple bag it and take it with me.
Our council is too cheap to provide wheelie bins.
or black bags.
Or black bags, yes.
How do you dispose of your waste? You just flight it?
Just black bags.
Flight
Black
it.
bags.
Just goes on the floor in the street.
Recycling bags
and that's that.
on the floor.
Yeah, well, like cats not get at it, or like birds and stuff.
Only if you're a donut and put it out the night before.
You put it out in the morning.
Yeah. That as well. Luckily, I do a night shift on my bin night, so I literally get in from work just before it gets picked up. So
you need to move to North Somerset. Wheelie bins down here.
I think we're getting them though. The plan is to bring them.
Yeah, where my family live, I think they have 3 different wheelie bins, different colours.
We've got a green bin, which we can put
garden stuff.
This is turned.
Ironically, we do have the one thing that rots nicely. We have a wheelie bin for, but you have to pay for it. You have to pay a subscription for it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We pay.
Blue food bins as well.
Oh yes, we have
tiny little blue
food bins. We have blue cardboard bins.
That's it. The foxes in our area are really clued up though. Not only do they walk down the street with balaclavas on, they also have a little burglar kit, so they get into the blue bins. So they're really clever.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the garbage podcast.
How to rip apart life podcast.
When you do your description at the beginning, Duncan, remember to add the in.
This is what being a dad makes you. It's
cynical and ruined.
Let's talk about how rubbish the rubbish is. No, it is rubbish here. Plus, I live next door to a block of flats who constantly throw their stuff on our path from my house. So yesterday, I took it on myself to pick up a load of it and chuck it outside their front door, so they couldn't leave their front door without moving it.
Well, you have to inform me of what address that is later, Duncan, so I can go and ticket them.
Oh, excellent! Oh no, it's not social housing; it's private.
That's fine. I still have the powers.
Oh, do you? Excellent. I shall let you know. Anyway, gaming. So, Tom,
what have we been playing?
Actually, we'll get on to Tom later because he's got obviously his 2023 to tell us about because we don't know. I got gifted a couple of games by an admin on Gaming Dads, and one was Hell Pie, which I've been wanting to play for a while. I've almost bought it a few times. So it's a 3D platformer, and for about 2 hours, I really, really wanted to play it, and I was hating it, the controls and everything. It was like, I hated it. I then realised I had an auto camera adjustment, so vertical and horizontal. So it was automatically pinging the camera back to the middle when I was trying to jump.
Oh.
And there was a setting to disable that. So I turned that off and was like, this is quite good. It completely changed the game. It's okay. It's not as good as I thought it was going to be. It's not as easy, but it's not bad. My most recent comparison for it is Super Lucky's Tale. Super Lucky's Tale I thought was fantastic, an absolute brilliant platforming game. In terms of a 3D one, obviously I played Super Mario Wonder recently. But yeah, Super Lucky's Tale I thought was so like underrated, and nobody really talks about how really good it is. But no, this one, so it's another 6 out of 10. You basically it's very adult. It's got lots of gore and blood and very, very disgusting kind of, I want to say humor, but even some of it, I'm like, yeah, it's not particularly funny. I mean, literally, there's a whole level of turds. But that's pretty mild. So it's a definite 15 to 18 rated game. And yeah, the jumping's not too bad. Some of the mechanics, you have this little Cupid cherub thing that you used to hit people with and swing, which is not badly done, but yeah, I'd give it this maybe. So far, I've played it for about 3 or 4 hours, and maybe a 6 out of 10 so far. It's got open world and separate individual levels where you have to sort of go to the end and get what you need. But yeah, just the fact that it's not actually that funny, and there are better 3D platformers out there. Yeah, if you want a 3D platformer from the last few years, get Super Lucky's Tale. Fantastic, brilliant platformer. Yeah, Hell Pie is on Steam, I think. I don't know whether it's on a console as well. I'm playing it on Steam Deck.
I think you can get it on the Switch and PlayStation. I think you can get them all consoles.
Okay. I'm surprised Nintendo would allow it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Maybe they got green blood.
Probably, yes. So, yeah, that's probably mostly what I've been playing. I'm a Steam Deck, obviously. I've been, because I've got my new one and I've installed the RGB backplate on it, I've had to reinstall all my games. So I've finally put Baldur's Gate back on there. So I played a little bit of that. Got a bit lost in terms of controls because I'm like, oh, I've forgotten how to do everything. But no, yeah, so that's my week of gaming. Martin, have you been doing anything?
Yeah, so I've got Game Pass now, so I've been enjoying Game Pass. A new game I played this week is a platformer like you, Duncan, called Celeste. I don't know if you reviewed.
It's really hard, isn't it?
It is. So I've done about 3 chapters in it. I'm enjoying it, even though it is very, very difficult because you just die all the time. So just to give you an idea of how difficult it is, at the end of each chapter, it tells you how many times you died within that chapter. So the last chapter I did, which was chapter 3, it might not be exactly right, but it was 1,380 times I died in that chapter. But it doesn't feel like you've died that many times just because.
No, it's instant respawn, isn't it?
Yeah, you just come back where you are. Well, there's little
where you last landed, isn't it? I think.
They have little sections that takes you back to the beginning of that section. So they're very short sections, but they're very difficult. So sometimes if you're right at the end of a section and you die, it's a little bit like, oh, I've got to do that bit again. Because you've got to get everything like the mechanics of it, like with the jumping, you've got to get it like spot on. You have to do it with a bit of speed sometimes as well, which always gets me because usually I'm quite good. If I got time, I can sort of like, okay, I can plan it and stuff like that. But sometimes it doesn't allow you to do that. So you're going to be doing stuff off the top of your head. Yeah, the last chapter I did, there was a boss. So I went for like a hotel, and at the end, the hotel owner turned into this flying vampire. I had to run away from him, as well as doing all the difficult sort of platforming. I had to do it all in a rush as well because he would like fly into you and you would die if he hit you or whatever. So and you'd have to do the whole. Oh no, actually, yeah, you'd do it wasn't the whole bit.
Boss fight again?
Not the whole boss fight. No, it was sectioned within it, but it was really long.
The best way I'd explain it, it's Castlevania meets Super Meat Boy.
It is. consider how many times I die. I was on it the other night. I was on it for about 3 hours straight, and I did one chapter in that time. So, and that was that third chapter. And I was like, well, I said to my partner, it was about 10 o'clock. I was like, I'm going to just have a go on this for like an hour or so, and just do. And she was there, like coming in. She was like, "You got work in the morning?" And I was like, "Yeah, I know. Just leave me alone." And then and she like came in again. Do you know you do have work in the morning? She's like, and I was like, "Yeah, just leave me alone."
I've just got to do this one bit.
She's like, "You're gonna have to get up for work in a minute." I was like, "Just leave me alone. I just need to do this one bit." Like, and then I finished, but I felt like it's. Other than it being really late and knowing that I had to work, I did feel really good after I did it because I felt like I'd achieved something like really difficult. So haven't started chapter 4 yet, but yeah.
I mean, I don't think I got as far as you, but I was enjoying it. The only reason I think I didn't get very far was I literally couldn't work out how to go any further. And then I got to a place where I couldn't go backwards. So I was like, I can't go back. I can't go forwards. I don't know what I'm meant to do. And I didn't have the ability to do whatever it was I needed to do.
There is quite a bit where you've got to like work out what you need to do.
Yeah, it's puzzly.
Yeah. So there have been a couple of times where I'm not really sure, but I've worked it out each time so far. But and there's like strawberries in it which you can get, and on the first chapter, and they're always really awkward. It takes you a little bit off the level. And I was like, oh, I've got to go and get those strawberries. And at the end of the chapter, it said, getting strawberries does nothing apart from being able to show off to your friends. I was like, well, I've got no friends who play this game. So thanks for letting me know after I spent probably like an extra half an hour on that chapter getting all those extra strawberries. So, yeah, I thought they were like lives or something like that, but there isn't lives.
I think one important thing about this, though, is that you're playing via cloud.
I am, yeah.
So you're playing one of the most twitchy kind of games that you can get via the cloud. I think that's a good show of, well, your internet and how well I think Xbox cloud gaming has come.
Yeah, you wouldn't know that you were playing it on the cloud because it just is instant with the reactions, and it has to be because the game is so quick paced and timing is everything on a lot of it. So yeah, that's what I've been playing. Well, I've been playing other stuff, but that's the main one I've been playing, other than sort of the games that I always play.
That's a good one to land on. That's on Game Pass. Good one. It's as I said, I enjoyed what I played, but
no, it is good. It's got really good reviews as well. But yeah, the difficulty is mentioned a lot. But all the reviews say the same thing, that even though it's really difficult, they've done it in a way that it's
satisfying.
So yeah, and then when you do things, you do feel really like satisfied, and you felt like you've achieved something in your life, and you don't get a lot with a lot of games.
I bet your other half will laud you forever if you completed it.
I know, yeah.
I should be so satisfied.
She will, yeah.
She'll, as you can tell by my silence, I've never played it. I'm sorry.
Oh,
no. Have you ever played like Super Meat Boy or seen Super Meat Boy? That kind of jumping off the walls and zooming across with a little character. It's basically one of those, but it's Metroidvania kind of as well. Where
you're climbing a mountain in it basically, and each chapter's got different parts of the mountain. Which I just went for a hotel. That was a whole chapter, but you can grab on stuff, but you like run out. So if you're grabbing on, like you run
stamina,
so you got to do really stuff really quickly. Otherwise, like she'll like get to a platform, so then she can have a little rest. And
I think basically you jump, and then you can boost across, or you might have to jump over something, jump backwards into a wall, jump off it, jump again. Boost into another wall.
You have a boost, but you can only boost once during a jumps like sequence. So you've got to like work out where you need to boost, because if you boost at the wrong time, you need to get to a platform and you realize you can't boost and you just drop to death. So and then they do put things where you can get extra boost, but then you have to like again time it really perfectly that you land in the boost bits and then boosters up. So
tough as nails.
Yeah,
I used to get freaked out just by playing the Darth Vader VR game where you had to climb up the mountain with the lava and stuff. That was enough for me without playing something as frantic as that.
You do you get a bit of vertigo with that one? Like the height?
Yeah, a little bit maybe. I don't know. I'm not good with heights. So
have you ever played one of those games that's the experience of walking out like on a plank?
Yeah, I'm not like that. I don't worry about those at all. They're fine.
Yeah.
So
I don't.
It must be the subconscious thing.
Well, that would be something that you have to set up for me as well, because I'm not great with heights, and I don't know how I feel about being in them, even knowing I'm standing on a floor. But yeah, I'm not good with looking at heights. Ugh. Anyway, so that's what we've been playing.
What's Tom's been playing?
Wow,
you got 2 weeks of been playing.
Yeah. So weirdly, I've been playing a PC game that looks like a Game Boy game. Ooh. So Robocop versus Predator was released by Oscar Celeste, is the name of the website. And it is essentially the Amstrad Robocop game.
Hang on, he said Amstrad.
There you go.
Sorry.
That's all right. So essentially, it's the Amstrad game, and it's been brought up to date as a PC game. They've then included the Predator versus Robocop, and it has all the shooting range and different levels and designs, and it's absolutely fantastic. But it is a PC game. I originally thought it was a Game Boy game, got very excited, but no. It is a PC game, and it's fantastic. It's just so good. It's so much fun, and it harks back to the days of Ocean Software.
What was it? Robocop versus Predator.
Robocop versus Predator.
And it's the PC version.
It was released. The website address is oscarcelestini.itch.io.
It was released on the 9th of January.
Yeah. And it's absolutely fantastic. So
it's on itch.io, or whatever you call it. Yeah,
that's yeah. They also do other games that they've done. Like there's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game on there, and side-scrolling shooters and all sorts. But it's just a delightful hark back to days of the Ocean Software and Hit Squad games and things like that. So well worth a play. Haven't got to the end. It's hard.
It's free.
Yeah, it's just a guy that's. I'm looking at it right now. It's just a guy on Twitter, and he's.
Grab the link, grab the download while you can, because it will get taken down. But it's definitely worth keeping and playing. And the Turtles one is really good as well.
Hang on, I'm just trying to find that. I found the guy's website. Oh, here's the free game. There you go. So yeah, oscarcelestini.itch.io. So that's oscarcelestini.itch.io. Should we have a little look at that? Because it's by the looks of it, he's done quite a few games.
I haven't found the Predator in the game yet, I must be honest. But
people can ask questions. Can you make a NES coloured or Game Boy Color coloured version next? At first, I made some tests for the style, but I was not good using NES palette. Yeah, so he responds as well. So Tom, you should ask him to make one for Amstrad or something like that. But yeah.
But he's definitely, his style is definitely the Game Boy, SNES, 8-bit era kind of games.
Yeah. Even like the imagery as well is that sort of style.
Oh yes, like the retro magazines we talked about in previous episodes.
Yeah. But no, some really good stuff. So grab it while you can, people. Before Nintendo and whoever else owns the rights takes it down.
Robocop Predator. Who owns? Is Predator Marvel?
I don't know. It's Disney, isn't it now?
Or was it Luke?
Yeah, I'm
was
sure
it
Predator
Luke?
is owned by Disney. So
Yeah, they own the Alien and the Predator franchises. So yeah,
so it probably won't last long.
no, this is it. So
Although
make the most of it.
they do protect their IPs, but they're not Nintendo.
No. Nintendo send a ninja to your door and start, causing havoc.
That's racist.
But yeah, so that's me. That's been me since the day it was released, and trying to
So
make the
have you
most of it.
completed it?
No.
Ooh.
No, I'm going to try and convince my son to install it on his Steam Deck, so it makes it even more Game Boy like to play. So yeah,
I think you can get itch.io, whatever, however you pronounce it. If you use Lutris as the Lutris launcher, you can add your account to that, and it will install games and add them to Steam. There, little
send that to me later, please.
Lutris and Heroic Launcher are basically front ends for. It means you can add your Epic Store, your Amazon Store, like games, itch.io, Ubisoft Connect, EA, and all those. You can add them to your Steam Deck, even though they aren't officially supported, but they'll add them to the gaming mode.
Speaking of Epic Games, mind you, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, we did announce that on the last because last week when we were recording was literally the last day of the Christmas giveaway. So yeah,
and what a great game!
Oh yes, fantastic game.
Really, really good. Really impressed.
I don't think it's not on Game. It was on Game Pass a while ago, and that's when I played it. And yeah, I mean, it suffered because it came out roughly not long after the Avengers game, which was not as good. Because I was one of those people who I played Avengers and went, I can't be bothered if it just looks like Guardians of the Galaxy just looks like that, and Avengers was meh. But then when it came to Game Pass, I thought, oh, why not? I've heard that it's got a good story and all this. And yes, wow, what such a better game than Avengers.
Yeah. They really messed up Avengers. It's such a shame.
I think they were forced pretty much to make it a live service game. So yeah. Although that can't they pretty much gave everything away. They made all the premium stuff free and then shut it down. Yep. So yeah. I think you can play it if you got it downloaded, but I think it's one of those few games where I don't think you can even download it anymore. I don't know. Don't quote me on that, because also last week I found out that Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth is not coming to Game Pass on day one.
Oh,
very upset about that. So
speaking of Steam Decks, by the way, my son now has a 2 terabyte setup in his Steam Deck. He's a very happy bunny.
And how's that? Has it affected battery life or anything?
No, and it's running off the memory card. So for every game, and it does run hotter. So he does have to be a bit careful, but nothing drastic. So he's happy, and he's got the. He decided not to go for the new Arc, whatever the new release is.
MSI Claw.
No, is it Ascended? Can't remember. But anyway, he's not gone for the new version of Arc. He's used his original one.
Yes.
And downloaded
I think the new version doesn't
gigs
work.
Worth of extras.
Yeah, I don't think the new one works very well on
Steam I've heard
Deck.
That. Yeah.
Because Steam Deck is with some of the Unreal 5 games, some of them are working much better than anticipated, but some are struggling. But at the end of the day, the Steam Deck is the equivalent of sort of your PS4 Pro, which the PS4 Pro would struggle with Unreal 5 games. So
that's it.
Not surprising.
I think he's waiting for Arc 2 this year, so that's his plan.
So 2023, Tom. We last week I picked Alan Wake 2. Over there, Mr. Martin chose Diablo 4 as our games of the year. What would be your 2023? And I think for this one, we'll keep released in 2023 game of the year.
Okay.
Did you actually play any games from 2023?
I did. I do have two, controversially. And I think this was released last year. Do correct me if I'm wrong. So one would be Breath of the Wild 2 on the Switch.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom. So that's my first one.
Don't call it Breath of the Wild 2. People get angry about that.
I know. Bless
how
them.
the fans call it a Breath of the Wild DLC, which
but absolutely,
that definitely was 2023.
Game. Yeah, beautiful game. And it's one that I will continue to play for a long time.
Have you made any good devices in it this year?
No, I'm really lazy. I just like walking around and killing things. And...
Do you prefer it to Breath of the Wild, Tom, or do you prefer?
I quite like the Wii U version of the original, so they're pretty comparable. I'm not really. They've reinvented the game drastically. Don't get me wrong with the second one, but I'm very much a fan of the original because it's peaceful and it's nice, and you put your earphones in and you just have the sounds of it around you, and I quite like that. It's escapism. So
I mean, I'm not like you two. I'm not a massive Zelda fan, and I can't really get into them as much. But every video I see of Tears of the Kingdom and to an extent Breath of the Wild, I'm staggered how beautiful a game they've got on such old tech. I mean, when you've got games like Gollum coming out and what that King Kong one. Now, granted, obviously they have a lot of people developing it, but it's such a beautiful looking game. And yeah,
well, there's only one thing for it. Duncan.
My technical brain is going, wow. My gaming brain is going, eh.
Yeah. Well, I'll lend you my game, and then you can go and emulate it on your Steam Deck. How about that?
Oh no, I wouldn't do that. That would be copying, and that would be
not at all. If you borrow my game, then you could download the ROM. I mean, you know. My second choice, and this is a bit controversial, is Blasphemous 2, which is a bit like Castlevania.
Pixel graphics, Castlevania thing.
Yeah, it was done by the Game Kitchen. It was released on multiple platforms, and it is simply Castlevania with better animation.
It's quite graphic as well, isn't it?
It is, and it is just a wonderful, bizarre game with weird and wonderful weapons, customizations. And the character just goes through the world ripping people to shreds. It's just a delight.
But Martin, are we going to allow him to have two? It's a bit cheeky, really, isn't it?
I haven't been here for 2 weeks. I'm allowed.
That's yeah. Well, yeah. It was the whole of 2023.
Until you said that, I was fuming. But okay,
I could tell. So have some 2020. Calm yourself down.
So I think one pretty standard. I think game of the year contender for everybody, and one from left field. Still a very good game, very good reviews. I mean, is it literally just like a walk along, hit and kill things?
Yeah, you can customize weapons,
Castlevania kind of style.
Yeah, you can customize weapons, and there's just lots of characters, and you just make your way through. I guess it's a dungeon as such, but yeah, it's. I
mean, there were so many.
It's a retro delight.
I think last week when me and Martin went through some of the games of the year, and every time I looked at a different website, it would be like, "Oh yeah, what about this game? Oh yeah, I forgot that game. Oh, what about this game?" And it was such a good year for gaming. I think there were so many good AAAs. There was a few disappointments, but yeah, I think it was personally a really good game. Good year.
Whenever someone says disappointment about games in 2023, the only thing that comes to mind is Gollum.
Which was a big disappointment because that was
like the modern day ET.
I was looking forward to play Gollum, so that made it even
I think
more.
that was your
I've
biggest
I
disappointment.
never played it because of the reviews, but I remember like seeing it and I was like, oh, like a Gollum game. I like Lord of the Rings games, and then it came out and it looked terrible. So
On the upside, Martin, there's a lot of Lord of the Rings games coming out this year, and they look really good.
So was there any disappointments though? You say about that, was Gollum the main disappointment for you, Tom?
I didn't play it. I'm going to be honest. It looks
or any
dreadful.
hardware? I mean, it doesn't have to be something that you played because you might have been so disappointed you didn't play it.
I would say, do you know what? I wasn't disappointed by much this year in terms of gaming at all. Like you said, it was one of those years that really just worked. But no, I wasn't really disappointed by anything. I'm more excited about what's to come.
So
Cool.
let's get on to 2024.
So yeah, predictions for 2020, or what game are you looking forward to in 2024? And we're going to get to hardware. Hardware will be next.
I was looking at the list of some of the things coming up. We've got Skylines 2.
Oh, that's already out.
Well, this is on the PS5 version. I don't know if it's already out, but it was on the list. So, Contra Operations, is it Galuga?
Don't know.
That's another one. Just looking through my list here. Apparently, we've got a new Echo the Dolphin game coming out.
Yes, I heard that. That's one of the Sega classics being rebooted. But they kept that one on the DL. I think they didn't really put that anywhere, as if it was like, oh, we're not sure about that one. So
yeah,
I hope that's not foretelling that it's not very good. Because generally, if they don't advertise something as much, okay, that's because they've gone, that's not very good.
Well, this is it. I've heard there's a new F-Zero game in the works for the Switch 2. So I'm intrigued off the back of that.
Oh, there you go. So let's go to hardware then. If you were to have one or the other, is it going to be the Switch 2 or the Apple Vision Pro? Or is you just get both of them?
Personally, both, but yeah.
Is the Switch 2 going to come out in 2024?
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's been shown to developers at the most recent tech event. So,
what, Christmas time?
No, I think they showed it like last August or September. I think there was Breath of the Wild was used as a sample for them to show off.
I think we're going to see it probably between July and October.
Yeah, I think the fact is it'll be done by scalpers again, and they'll be hard to find unless it's literally they flood thousands and thousands of them in every shop. So, yeah, I can see them releasing it earlier so people can get one for Christmas.
Yeah,
what's your prediction for the launch games? Do you reckon there'll be a new Super Mario? Because the last Super Mario was Odyssey. That was a little while ago. So
Odyssey 2 is definitely coming out on Switch 2. I know
that'll be a launch game.
I reckon so. Yeah, I reckon we'll see an F-Zero.
They've most of the time they've re-released like previous ones, like Breath of the Wild came out on the Switch, and Super Mario Brothers U, but they just dropped the U came out on the Switch, and I know obviously they cut short the Wii U to. But
Odyssey wasn't on the Wii U, was it? And was that a launch game on the Switch?
Don't know, possibly.
That was
I'm not a Nintendo expert.
No, but it's only on the Switch. But I don't know if it was a Switch launch.
It was a Switch game. Yeah, they were very clever because the Wii U failed so miserably that what they used the Wii U, I think, is that failure to then have a vast library of launch games for the Switch. So it was a very quick port over to the Switch, and that's why you had so many games on release. And I think it worked really well for them. So they've got to be comparable this time. There's another Mario Kart in the works.
That's what I was
apparently.
going to say. Do you think there'll be a new? Because Mario Kart 8 came out on the Wii U. That's that old, isn't it? So
Yeah.
they've just released DLCs for it, haven't they, to keep
Yeah.
it
So it's
relevant.
Mario Kart 10 next, isn't it?
Has there been there isn't already Mario Kart 9 though, is there?
I thought they used the add-on packs for the to sort of upgrade that.
Odyssey came out in October 2017, and the Switch was released in March 2017.
Okay.
So
there's a little bit of a.
It was, it's 7 months later.
Mm. There is definitely another Donkey Kong in the way. So you'll be pleased,
Martin will be happy.
So apparently,
the best ones.
From CES, which has been running over the last few days, they did a backroom demo of the Switch 2, and it runs at 120 megahertz refresh rate. And there are rumors that it's got a flip screen, but I think that's just hearsay. But yeah, apparently it's 4K, and yeah, apparently it's got quite a substantial battery life as well. So we will see. So
it comes out and it's like a huge thing, yeah.
Well, it kind of works. I mean, it's competing against Steam Decks. I mean,
exactly.
It can be bigger than the average bear.
The mobile processors that have come out in the last 3 years have just made it that you can have such power in your hands. And I think the price of memory is so low, the price of storage is so low. It's mostly, I think, going to be battery, but it's Nintendo. They're going to be, the hardware is going to be okay, and that's the thing. There was. Yeah, there's been problems with some of their hardware, but generally it's good. It's good. You know, they're going to know that people want battery life. They're not going to be bothered about raw power.
Do you think it's just going to be the Switch, but just updated and more powerful? You don't think they're going to do any major changes to it?
I think the Switch 2 is going to be a failure.
I think the Switch was so popular, they probably won't change it, will they? They'll probably just.
I honestly think it's going to be a failure.
I think as long as they, I think they need to keep it the same. Not the same, but
I don't know what they could do. I mean, I'm not that innovative. Maybe they could. They add VR to it or something. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, you could just.
I just don't see it working.
Just have a massive pair of goggles on your face and just slot it in. Just have a Switch deck in front of your face.
They are due. They do seem to have good. I really like the Wii U, so it's not bad, but good failure, good failure. So they are a bit hit and miss, aren't they? So the Switch
what was before the Wii?
The GameCube.
GameCube.
Yeah, which was. I mean, I really like the GameCube, but again, that was a bit of a failure in terms of sales.
Yeah,
I think most of the problems have come because people who buy a Switch are like my brother and sister-in-law have bought for their kids a Switch. They don't know anything about gaming, but they know the kids want it. And when the Switch 2 comes out, I think a lot of people will look and go, well, the Switch 2 is, let's say, £400. I could get this Switch for £300. I'm just going to go get that.
Yeah, agree.
Children
and Nanny is going to get the children are going to say, I want the Switch 2, but then Nanny is going to go, oh look, this is a Switch, and it's £100 less.
Yeah.
So I think
unless they're reinventing something in a way that is so different to the Switch, like the Wii U wasn't from the Wii.
Yeah.
Then we're on for a market failure.
If it's a completely different thing, gamers will know it's different, and people, if it's got a different name, not Switch 2, then I think we'll be all good. They'll be all good.
Yeah, because one of the main failings of the Wii U is that a lot of people just thought it was an extension of the Wii. They didn't think it was an extra console because they just got confused with what it was, and it just didn't sort of take off, and they were thinking, why would I pay this money for just another sort of Wii, whereas actually it was completely different. But so I think they've got like I always think like they've got so much a library of games that they could sort of make more use of. Like they could bring all their consoles into like one sort of. But
they could allow people who have got digital games to play them no matter what generation they're on. So
yeah, agreed. And I think also if you've purchased the game in the past, you should be able to scan the barcode and it appear in your digital library. I think that's something that's missed.
So, like each physical game comes with a code to lock it to your, not necessarily the cartridge, but means you own that game digitally.
Yeah, and potentially you could game stream it as well.
Well, the thing is, I mean, I suppose that's a bit just like game sharing, really, isn't it? Because it means that technically, I could buy a game and then use the code and then give the cartridge to you.
Yeah, they'd need some kind of lock-in mechanism.
The code could only be used once.
Yeah. So like a single-use code. But then again, I mean, a lot of games do now. I mean, PC games before they actually disappeared from stores, that's what they were. You used to get boxes that you just open it up and it was just a card. So come on, Tom. If there was
bring out a console with a cartridge, that'd be good, wouldn't it?
Well, if they carry on, I think that's probably the one console that does actually champion physical media. I think is the Switch, because they don't give you, although they allow you to use external or a card, they don't give you internal storage off the bat that much. So then again, the games aren't actually that big anyway. Right. So Tom, what's your proudest gaming achievement of 2023?
Ooh.
Just before we go on to something else.
Recompleting Silent Hill 2.
Is there difficulty levels?
I can't remember. If I'm honest.
So it might have been uneasy then.
Yeah, it could do it. Yeah,
not that I'm trying to take away from your
bastard. PlayStation 2, and I didn't even play the remaster. I played the PlayStation 2 version. And
there's a remake coming out.
There's a remake coming out of that. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, very excited.
They haven't announced a time though, have they?
Gaming night.
Oh God, no! Oh, no, I'll leave that one to you. I'll come and watch. See, I can watch these things, but I just actually playing them. No. Oh God, I just remember even as I would have been, I don't know, 20-ish, maybe a bit younger, maybe 18 when Silent Hill 1 came out, and even back then on the PlayStation 1, it was scary and creepy.
Is that a 2024 game you're looking forward to play? The remake of Silent Hill 2, Tom? Or are you not that fussed? Are you someone who enjoys remakes, or are you just like, well, I've played the original, or do you like it when they remake them and remaster them? Which we've had a big conversation about before. Me and Doug.
Certain games are favourites. I mean, you got Silent Hill 2, you got Mickey Mouse Castle of Illusion when that was remade. Street Fighter 2 Turbo when that was remade on the Xbox and the PlayStation 3. There's some games that just are intergenerational, but where does it end? Is it because people are stagnating so much, like the movie industry, where they're making remakes now of Back to the Future and things like that?
What?
And then and they get a remake Harry Potter and stuff. Are they doing the same with games? Are we at a stage now where the ideas are running out? I think sometimes it's good to just start afresh and leave it in the past.
Of ideas though. That's the way I always look at these remakes or reboots, is because there has been a lot of ideas. Yeah, It is hard to be creative, but that's why some of the top writers are top writers.
And that brings me on my question to you two. So we are 1 month away from the release of the Apple Vision Pro. PlayStation have just announced their mixed reality headset.
So just to clarify to everybody who's listening, I think it's February 2nd. It's coming out in the USA though. They haven't announced any other areas, have they?
No, it'll be a few months and then it'll be out now. So we've got Xreal also announcing a mixed reality headset.
Was it the X-Real Air Ultra apparently are look fantastic, and they're cheap.
And there's another one as well. I can't remember the other one, but they've got this other one which is very much like Google Glass, which looks phenomenal. So we know that gaming, as it stands at the moment, is pretty much set for the next 5 years. Pretty much, not exact, but pretty much set. We're going to get pro versions of consoles. We've got the Meta Quest 3. We're going to get another Meta headset at some point, and we know that Valve are about to release a new headset. But actually, none of them compete with Vision Pro. So, where is gaming going to be off the back of the Vision Pro, forcing the industry to innovate like they did with the iPhone? Where are we at on that basis for gaming in a year's time? What does it look like in the next
going into VR, the future?
Well, no, VR, general gaming, everything. What does it look like?
I think VR has a place. And I think the fact that mixed reality is becoming more popular than VR, like with the Meta Quest 3, with Apple Vision Pro, it means you can have things connected to your standard games console or your PC and still use those things while also having the things that like might map over your sofa or your map on your walls or whatever. So yeah, I think as long as the price comes down and they can have good power, good battery life as well, that's a thing, and good price. If you have something really expensive like the Vision Pro is their first one. It's really expensive, and people are going to be like, "Look, I've got this," and not really use it that much.
It's been released to push the industry. That's what it's been.
So,
because then that pushes down the costs.
But then you've got ones like that. Is it the X-Real or whoever it is? They're bringing out the glasses that are something like $600, and they just look like normal glasses, like normal sunglasses that you put on, and they work as mixed reality glasses of some kind. So if I could just put on what looks like a normal pair of glasses, connect it to my TV or my Xbox or whatever, and sit there and play Xbox with a pair of glasses on, and have prescription lenses. Oh, good! I'd love that. Absolutely love it. But it's got to be a good price. That's everybody is focusing on price. Cost.
I think when I was just looking at when you were talking about the Apple Vision Pro, and it looks like it's going to be over $3,000 in America, which is just going to be exclude 90% of the market. In terms of like the future, I think that I don't think it's going to replace. I still think people like having controllers and playing it from a screen. But it's probably going to become more prominent. I'm like surprised that like Sony and Microsoft haven't really gone into that market. I know they have with like, I know there's the PS Pro, not PS Pro, but whatever their
PSVR 2.
That's it. And then Microsoft did want to, and then didn't. I don't think they ever did one, did they?
I think they thought about it.
They sort of dabbled in it, didn't they? And they decided.
I think they've probably given Valve a call and gone, "Hello, I know you hate us, but."
There's probably an Xbox VR headset sitting somewhere in some back cupboard.
Definitely. Yeah. Phil Spencer's got one somewhere, no doubt.
Yeah.
We'll have a mix of VR and then portable gaming, because that seems where the market seems to be going as well, is this mix of being able to play on a screen, but also then to play portal.
On the toilet!
Yeah, exactly. Maybe if you can get a mixture of the two, so like Duncan was saying with the glasses, then you could have like the portable side and the VR in one go. And if you could sit there with a controller while playing there, just your sofa, then I think that would be.
I think mixed reality.
Price would be sort of the big barrier at the moment for it to come in mainstream. But then saying that, the Meta Quest are very popular, aren't they? A lot, like I don't know.
And the Meta Quest 3 has got the mixed reality down to a T.
It's very good.
It's good, but still needs tweaking. But again, that needs the extra power, but they've whacked the price up, so the price of that has got to come down and all this kind of thing. So
I think for me, the Vision Pro is simply Apple's way of forcing the market price of parts down drastically and quickly, and gaining that interest. Because I think once Apple release a product, like when the first Apple Watch was released, it was a case of, oh, I don't need that. What's he going to do for my life? Everyone was like, no. And now it's the biggest selling watch in the world. And I think the Vision Pro won't be the biggest selling headset in the world by any means. It will not do that. But within a year, prices will drop so drastically that this technology that's in the Vision Pro could be $500-$600 and viable for people to release on other platforms.
I mean, you've got to remember, though, that for the iPod, the iPhone, and other such things, you had Steve Jobs, you had Johnny Ive, and they're gone. I mean, Steve Jobs properly gone, obviously, and Johnny Ive is off doing other things now. So, as much as apparently he wasn't particularly the nicest person, Steve Jobs was an absolute marketing genius. He knew what people wanted, even if they didn't know they wanted it.
Yeah. So interestingly, you say about that, the Apple Watch was designed by Tim Cook and Ive. The Vision Pro was designed in part by Ive as well. So before he left.
I'm sure he's probably still got his foot in the door kind of thing. But yeah, so I don't know. Will it help? Yeah, Vision Pro, yes, but there is probably, again, you say about Martin said about alienating the price, alienating 90% of the people. I think putting something on your head to do emails and watch TV and everything is also alienating a lot of people. I think still society is like, oh no, we don't want to wear something on our head in public kind of thing. So we're not in the nobody speaking to each other zone yet, but give it 10 years, and I think people will be wearing something. Everybody will be wearing something, and it'll be like, oh no, I don't like that. I'd like to be old school with a normal phone. What that thing is, whether it's a headset, glasses, earpiece. If you watch the TV show Upload, where they have a ring or something that they put on their fingers, and they just go like this, and a screen appears here.
That's it. Yeah.
Like in an L shape. That would be very handy. But I don't know. So, but I think we're running out of time because I think Martin wishes to go. So I just wanted to get in quick. I was going to do a thing about Peggy, but I did also do a little quiz for you two about 2023. Just some questions instead of reading out all these massive Peggy things. Let's see how well you saw some of this is to do with some of the biggest stories of gaming. So now there's 6 answers. Do I ask you 3 each, or do I just get you to compete? I'll tell you what, I'll ask the first question and see. So there's 2 answers. That's Jordan Peele is working with who on a video game? And what is the name of the game? Jordan Peele, as in who wrote Get Out and Key and Peele and all that. Who's comedy actor?
Don't know.
Ooh, no. Any idea? Any famous gaming person you might think that might be coming out with a new game? Probably in 2025, but possibly in 2024. I don't know.
I'll try it. Maybe the one Metal Gear Solid guy. I can't remember his name. Hideo Kojima. No, it isn't Hideo. Can't remember it. Is it Hideo Kojima?
Hey, Hideo Kojima. He is coming out with there was a trailer for it at the Great Gaming Awards. It was I can't remember the actress's name, but and I think it might be Willem Dafoe. But yes, Hideo Kojima.
We did the last one, and he did with that Norman Reedus, wasn't it?
Death Stranding, yes. So which
complete the game and still don't really know what happened.
Exactly. It's that's generally Hideo Kojima's thing, isn't it? So here's one that you both should know. Did Sony release the PS5 Lite, Slim, or Pro in 2023?
Both.
I'm just going to say, I don't know if it's definitely not called the Pro.
No, it's the Slim.
Slim, wasn't it? But I don't know if it was called. I think
Ding, 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 ding. Correct. Both of you. Well done. It's the PS5 Slim. Although they call it the Slim model or the Slim category or something on some of them.
Yeah, because you've got the discless and then the add-on.
And now you can buy the disc add-on for the Slim version as well. So, right, question 3. So here we go. We're talking about disasters. Arcane had a disastrous 2023. But do you remember what game caused that disaster? Arcane Studios, a Microsoft exclusive. Ooh.
Trying to think.
First person game.
The only one I can think of that had got
Arcane, who made Prey and Dishonored, had a game release. It was very much hyped. Very much.
Was it Redfall?
Redfall, ding, ding, ding. Point to
I called
well
that.
done. Oh. So, question 4. There's 5 questions. Was the leaked Xbox Series X update console that came out in their Giga League, was it spherical, a cube, a cuboid, or cylindrical?
Cylindrical.
Martin, do you agree?
Maybe it was a spear. Ooh. I think it was a spear.
Sphere would be a ball, yes.
Yeah, I think it was a spear.
I thought it was what was the option? You have
to spherical, a cube, cuboid, or cylindrical.
It's cuboid, like a cube.
Cuboid. Cube is square. Cuboid is rectangular.
Cuboid, I think.
Cuboid. It's currently cuboid.
Okay, I'm gonna just go with what
cuboid.
It is.
It is. Oh, you should have stuck with your first answer, Tom. It was cylindrical.
Well, there we are.
And then the last one.
Got you down.
And I'm sorry, but if you're going to answer this, you've got to sing it. Although, actually, Nintendo might come after us. What song went the most viral and spawned memes, covers, etc. from the Super Mario Brothers movie, originally sung by Jack Black's Bowser?
I watched this on Boxing Day. It was on Sky News.
It was very funny.
I can't remember. It's about Peach, isn't it? He's singing about how he.
So therefore, what might it be called?
I love Peach.
No, just shorter. Just
Peach.
Peaches.
Peaches.
Peaches. Peaches.
Yeah, I enjoyed that film. I'll do it.
I've not watched it.
It was good.
That was a bit unfair for Tom, considering he hadn't watched the Mario movie. It's good. It's good. It's a good film. I enjoyed it. It's an easy watch that you can watch.
Yeah, it's very much for the Super Mario fans.
You're not going to get stressed. Donkey Kong's in it. I quite like that.
Yes, they have.
They had a fight, didn't they?
I enjoyed the Sonic movies. I thought they were very good.
I still got to see number 2, and I haven't watched number 2. I started to watch it and then got distracted, so stopped. But yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to do a quiz for you both next week. I'll do a retro quiz. Yeah.
Ooh. I shall research Donkey Kong knowledge.
Might do I'm going to do 90s gaming quiz. Maybe.
Okay, then I'll do an 80s and older quiz.
Excellent.
I'll be pretty terrible at that, considering I'm 1989. But I'll give it a go.
I can see Tom's being a bit too obscure for us and being like, I don't flipping know.
What's yellow and round and eats?
Yeah, you imagine it. Which game was released as the second release on the Amstrad or something like that in 1982, and it had a blue cover.
Yeah.
What does Amstrad stand for?
Mm?
Oh.
What does Amstrad stand for?
It's Alan something Sugar Trading, isn't it?
It's Alan Michael Sugar, isn't it?
Ah, there you go. So yeah, trading.
No.
I knew it was one of those ones. I'm like, I know this. I'm not an expert on Amstrad, but yeah. Anyway,
not an expert on Alan Sugar.
I think we haven't had time really to do on this day, but we will say what was the one you saw earlier? It was Resident Evil 4.
Came out 19 years ago on the GameCube. So
there you go.
We've had the remake.
19 years. It's relevant because it came out in 2023, the remake. So excellent. Well, it's lovely to have all three of us here, I think.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that little quiz. Yeah, Duncan.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Oh, good.
That was good.
Excellent. Well, everybody should like and subscribe if they want to hear more quizzes.
Yeah, we will be doing more quizzes now.
And
we've got interviews coming up, so some dates soon for our interviews.
Ooh, excellent. Sounds good to me. Right. We better let Martin go before he gets told off. Everybody like and subscribe, and we will see you next episode.
Next week. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.